All right, well, we're on another arcade adventure today. We're heading out to Irving, Texas. Irving, Texas, if you don't know this, was a home to Chuck E. Cheese, like CEC, the corporate offices, I guess. There's a Chuck E. Cheese in Irving. I'm not only going to the Chuck E. Cheese to give us a little bit of perspective of what a Chuck E. Cheese is like today as opposed to what it was like before. Because after that, we're going to go meet our buddy Matt the Franchize. If you don't follow him on YouTube, you should. Because if you like things that have anything to do with like classic Chuck E. Cheese or the animatronics, because he has an animatronic, and that's why we want to go and check it out. He's got a Jasper Giles original animatronic. They don't use them in Chuck E. Cheese's anymore. He has one. And we're going to go see it and ask Matt some questions and just, trying to do more, get out on the road, do some more tours for you guys, just to liven things up over the summer here. We'll try to get out of the arcade a little bit. I know y'all have been asking for another arcade tour of the electric Starship. We're going to need to do that pretty soon as well. So we're heading to Chuck E. Cheese now. It's a nasty day, so I'm not going to stay on my phone long here. But after that, we're going to go see some real animatronics that used to be in Chuck E. Cheese. So I'm excited. So stay tuned. Let's see how it goes. Well, we are braving some rain today. It's pretty heavy traffic here. I'm on Beltline in Irving, Texas. If you talk to anyone in Texas, you say, oh, just go down to Beltline is usually the directions. Somewhere in the directions, you're going to have to go across Beltline. I don't know how it goes all over the Metroplex, but Beltline is where it's at. Anyway, we're coming up to Irving Mall, and the Chuck E. Cheese we're going to go to is right outside Irving Mall. Depending on where you grew up, typically I felt like a Chuck E. Cheese was pretty close to any, malls. It seemed to be. There was one over by Ridgemar Mall. There was one kind of close to Parks Mall. That's the one I worked at. It was a Filder Road store. It actually closed recently, which is sad. I would have liked to have gone there. Had I known it was closing, I would have visited. I really wish that I had got to go to that one. So I do want to go to this one. I don't know how much longer Chuck E. Cheese's are going to be around. I mean, they might be doing fine. I have no idea. But it seems like ones have closed here and there, and then obviously they've went through bankruptcy multiple times in their existence. So I'm hoping they're around forever. I don't know how much I love the new designs and everything, but I'm a 46-year-old dude. Like, who cares what I think? It's really about kids having fun. As long as they're having fun, what does it matter to me? So I want someone to have fun. Just fun fact, I was a coach in a former life, and this was kind of my stomping grounds when I was a coach, when I was much younger. So basketball coach. So I'm familiar with the area. But the mall, another fun fact there is the Time Rift arcade that we're about to open, we were pretty close to maybe doing it in this mall. But malls are dying. That's a given. Everyone knows that now. And that may be a future video too. There's a mall on the west side of Fort Worth called Ridgemar Mall, and it is pretty close to empty. And we might have to go do a video, walk around that mall and just take in some of these nostalgic things before they're gone forever. It seems like a lot of things are changing. Anyway, let's check out this mall really quick as we pass by. So the anchor stores to this mall are faded out pretty much. I believe they may still have a Dillard's or some sort of Dillard's outlet. But right now the anchor is the movie theater. They have an AMC. And movie theaters seem to be not doing well at this point either. So over here it says Shoppers World. That used to be a Barnes & Noble back in the day. And a lot of carnival trucks in the way. So there's the sign for Irving Mall. Again, I think I should do a video. We go find us a really dead mall to check out. This one's still got a Dillard's. I think it's a Dillard's clearance. And there's still cars at the mall. So somebody's going. Up here on our right is the Chuck E. Cheese. There's a for lease sign out there. I hope that's not for Chucky. I don't think it is. Let's check it out. Now, I haven't set foot in Chuck E. Cheese in quite some time, but I can tell you just from the outside that this store has been redesigned. Let's see it here. Let's find some parking and brave the rain. See what kind of games they have. They got some big, cool games in there. Let's check it out. I have an all-you-can-play card and a buzzer because I ordered a pizza. I wanted to try the pizza out. The key is to get the personal pan. So we'll check out the pizza. Let's go tour it. Let's look at the games. Let's see what they have these days. So what you'll find out is they actually have a lot of redemption games, and redemption games are super popular. There's a reason that most places have these kinds of games, and they were everywhere. Now, they did have some traditional games too, and they had cool phone games like Fruit Ninja there. But basketball, skee ball, some really neat stuff. I love the football game, obviously. But just, again, a lot of redemption, as you can see. I mean, it just goes on forever. They did have a few video games left. Here's the new Ninja Turtles. They also had this Hot Wheels style racing game, Nitro Trucks, which I see often, and then one we have, H2 Overdrive. I love that game. The Jurassic Park game, again, fantastic. Some of the other games I didn't recognize, and then they had old classics like Terminator Salvation, which I can't believe I'm saying is old. As we head toward the showroom, they did have a nice little bounce area, this little trampoline park that they've put in. I think that's actually really cool. Things just didn't seem exactly the same as I remembered. And this would be where they hold parties now. So this used to be a big dark showroom when I was a kid, and actually worked at Chuck E. Cheese as well. And instead of the animatronics, they got a big screen. So let's go look at that. So they have a big dance pad on the floor, which, like, now you can, knock the balls around when you walk on it. And this is where they hold birthday parties. So on a Saturday, I'm sure this is still full, but instead of animatronics, it's a giant screen. I don't know. How do you feel about it, guys? You tell me. So I got my tiny pizza, and it was fantastic, actually. I didn't mind it at all. I played some games, poorly. Yeah, I really like this game. It looks super cool, but again, poorly. There's some games I'm still okay at. I mean, I love the video game side of things. So, Nitro Trucks, this is a lot of fun. This is a traditional racer, and every arcade should have it, even Chuck E. Cheese, of course. And there was even a sighting of old Chuckster. There he is, kind of sneaking around. He's a little mousier than I remember. And there's games that I excel at, that I was just meant to play. And that was about it for Chucky. Let's go see Matt. So I'm here in Matt's place. What do you call this?
This place is called Jasper's Giant Star Diner.
Giant Star Diner, and he has made us a pizza, and it looks way better than he's using original Chucky pie pan, or pizza pie pans and plates.
Yes.
And I mean, just everything in the diner here is Chuckied out, and I love it. And I even saw, I didn't catch it on, I didn't pull out my camera quick enough, but I even saw him use the brush around the edge of the pizza that I used to do when I cooked the pizza back at Chuck E. Cheese. Put a little garlic butter or something on there.
Yeah.
That's pretty awesome.
The idea being is trying to make it as authentic as possible.
Yeah, I feel the authenticity. I can smell it. I wish you could smell the authenticity. It is awesome.
I will say this, it doesn't taste like a Chuck E. Cheese pizza, but it definitely has that look of it.
It does. You nailed it. You nailed it.
Golden brown cheese, the golden brown crust, and brushed with my signature garlic sauce.
I love it. I love it.
All right. It's time to indulge.
All right, so we're here with Matt the Franchize. Say hi, Matt.
What's up, everybody?
All right. and also Jasper T. Giles. So
Everybody's favorite dog.
I'm absolutely amazed here. So we're gonna do a quick interview with Matt. Super, just off the cuff questions here. Matt, would you say you're a collector?
Maybe just a little.
He's got a few things. He's got a few things
A
here.
couple of things around here.
Oh.
Absolutely, I'm considered a Chuck E. Cheese super fan.
I can tell, and I love it. I can feel it. I'm a big Star Wars guy, big arcade guy, obviously, and I love just the lore and the history of Chuck E. Cheese. So I got to ask, how'd you get interested in this hobby?
Well, for me, it was I used to go to Chuck E. Cheese a lot when I was a kid. It was more about, like, when I would go, it was less about the games, and it was more about the animatronics and the characters performing on stage. You know, it was just back in those days, and I've said this before, it was a very Disney-esque experience seeing these characters back in those days, and it was just like a little slice of Disney, and just like that's what it felt like to me. So like watching them perform like certain songs, or watching the characters interact with each other, watching the flags wave, you know, that kind of stuff was just all part of it.
It's magical. It really is.
It was just a magical feeling about going there back in the late 80s, early 90s.
Now, you said you worked for Chuck E. Cheese before. How long did you work with them?
I worked with them for 20 years, actually.
Wow.
Yeah, I started in 2004, and then eventually, well, I stopped working there in the restaurant side of it as of last year. As a matter of fact, a year ago to the day, almost.
Fantastic.
As far as but I still do technically work for them still.
Okay.
I work as a freelance contractor, so they'll hire me to do music videos for them, or to also assist characters for commercials or special events, things like that. Is when they'll hire me to do stuff like that as well.
Now, I see you have tons of great collectibles here. You know, we have Jasper, and if you look over here, we have Reggie, which I love. Even up there, the winking Chuck E. Cheese display, just so cool. Now, you have all these, but do you have a holy grail? What are you looking for?
The holy grail is to eventually get a full set.
Oh,
that's the final. That's like the end game for me, basically. I
gotcha.
I would love to eventually get a full set, but if I was only to keep, you know, what I have right now, I'm still very happy to have this.
So you can only get one more. What would it be?
Probably Chucky.
You gotta get Chucky, right?
I have to get Chucky.
Yeah.
That's kind of a given.
Yeah, I'm a big Munch fan. You showed me a picture, and I've got to get like a print of it. It's Munch, but he's got on like the Miami Vice white. I want that poster. That would be great.
Oh, I'm sure we can accommodate.
If you could travel back, when would be your destination? Where would you travel back to? What year? What Chuck E. Cheese show do you want to travel back? What Chuck E. Cheese do you want to see?
There's two.
Okay.
First one would be May 17th, 1977.
Wow.
San Jose, California. That's where the first Chuck E. Cheese was opened.
All right. Was Nolan Bushnell there that night?
Oh, I guarantee you.
I love it.
Without a doubt, he would be there.
What's your second?
Second would be to see Corpus Christi.
Oh, because that's your...
Yeah, that's my hometown. That's where I'm originally from. And that's also where basically my passion for all this stuff came from, was from that Chuck E. Cheese specifically.
Well, I love that. That's a great answer. It's Chuck E. Cheese. It says he's been redesigned so many times over the years. What's your favorite design?
I would probably say the mid-90s.
Okay.
Because that's what I grew up with.
Gotcha.
And that's what I remember the most growing up as a kid.
So I think you know my answer, right?
Oh, absolutely.
I'm going to go with the original. I want him smoking a cigar. I want him talking noise.
Oh, absolutely.
The Jersey Rat Chuck E. Cheese is mine.
That you can never go wrong with it.
I love that one. That is my favorite. Now, what's your fave animatronic? Oh, I think we know. Is it Jasper?
There might be a subtle hint, but I just can't put my finger on it. No, seriously though, this specific version of Jasper is my dream Jasper.
Gotcha.
Like everything from the face, from the cosmetics to
I love the face. This was what we had in Arlington.
Yes, that mask is actually from 1979.
Really?
It is a first generation of that style mask.
Okay.
And the reason why we know it's a first generation is because of two different details. The nose, the actual black nose, and then the snout. The snout on this version of Jasper is a lot shorter than the later versions that came out in like 81 and 82. Like on the main variations of it. And of course, the wrinkles are a little bit more detailed on the mask. On this one, can you please turn the?
There you go.
There you go. Now you can see it. So
look right at me, or look kind of at me.
yeah.
Oh, I go to sleep or wake up.
I
love it.
Every 4 minutes they reset. So.
How many hours have you spent programming custom shows?
Oh man, if we're gonna go that route, I would say almost thousands and thousands of hours on hand at this point. It's definitely been, it's a lot of time and it's a lot of patience because you're having to hear the same songs over and over.
Oh, I can imagine.
Over again, yeah. So that's why I mainly pick songs that I absolutely love.
So when I listened to the shows, we'd have one show tape for months.
Yeah.
Or maybe it was a month, or maybe it just felt like forever.
Yeah, they would be usually about 3 months. Usually, is how long the shows would last.
You get a song at Imagination Celebration, or whatever that song was.
Oh, Destination Imagination.
Destination.
Destination Imagination. This is your invitation. Destination Imagination. Just imagine a situation.
Yeah, I know that one well.
Oh
that
my
one got
gosh.
stuck in there. So, what do you think of the current 2.0 design?
Honestly, like I understand what they're trying to go for with it.
Sure.
Obviously, it's a modern look, and they're trying to appeal to the newer audience. Now, obviously,
Right.
I am not the target audience for the newer designs and stuff, which I get. You know, obviously, I'm not as big of a fan as I would be if they had the animatronics and stuff. Which, luckily, they are keeping 5 animatronics in locations that are going to be remodeling here in the future. But, you know, I feel like, you know, definitely the appeal of that is not for somebody like me. Obviously, for younger kids who are more into, like, you know, like tablets and touch screens and TV shows and monitors and all that, and dance floors. You know, then that's the appeal nowadays for those kind of kids.
Well, I went today, and obviously I'm 46. It was not for me, but kids were having fun, and that's what it's all about. So
Exactly.
I was pretty excited to see that. And there was some cool things. There was a little trampoline in there.
Yeah, they've got
some
the
of the
trampoline.
games aren't that bad. I had fun. They still had the football game. I like threw my arm out. I did put the high score on it. I must have beat some 5th graders.
Oh my god!
Or some 5th grader's dad maybe that had the high score.
That's
So
awesome.
I finally
I love
knocked it
that.
out. But I have one last question for you before we kind of look around. You can tell me a little bit about what's going on
Yeah,
here.
sure.
Is if you could build a modern Pizza Time theater, what would it look like, and what games would you put in it? Because, you know, I'm an arcade. I got to bring it back to arcades.
Absolutely.
So,
I would definitely say, when it comes to arcades, basically stuff you would see at like retro arcades is what I would really put in, because, you know, when you're doing a modern Pizza Time theater, you got to think about the audience you're going to be appealing to,
right,
which is going to be more of like people who grew up in that era.
right.
So you would want to get games from that era and get them as authentic as possible. Same with the pinballs as well too, because I know people love pinball.
They do.
Yeah.
Good Lord, they do.
Yes, oh, absolutely. I see it all the time. So definitely would get the right amount of those, and of course, more importantly, would have an animatronic show just like they did back in the 80s and 90s. I'd go for more of like the 90s look, like this style,
Okay.
something like this. I've actually got like a custom stage that I would always like I want to do at some point.
Okay.
So like if I ever get a full setup, I've already got a blueprint basically.
Nice. I love it. I love it.
Kind of got a general idea of what I want to do, more or less.
Gosh, you programmed, you know, Jasper and Reggie and Little Munch in a trash can here.
Yeah.
Can you imagine programming?
Full stage.
Yeah. Yeah.
I've actually done it a couple times.
Munch, Pasquale, Helen.
Oh, yeah.
All and
Well,
Chucky.
I programmed the full stage before, but obviously I don't have a full stage to play them on. But a friend of mine named Damon, who owns a place called Smitty's Super Service Station,
Oh yeah, I've seen the videos.
I've programmed some stuff for his stage specifically. So I've got, you know, stuff that I programmed specifically for him and stuff over there. So I've had the chance to actually program a full stage, and it takes a lot of time. I've spent almost a whole day just programming one song for a full stage.
I love it, Matt. All right, we got to look around at some of this
Oh,
awesome
absolutely.
collectibles. All right, you are on, Matt. Matt's going to show me around. He's going to
Yes.
let me know about some of these awesome collectibles he has.
Yes.
And I mean, I worked at Chuck E. Cheese and I got to see these. hanging. I mean, even the lights, even though I'm blinding you here, the light bars, this is all...
Just about everything as authentic as it can be, basically. Everything from, you know, the statues, except for this one. This one was actually made by a friend of mine. Somebody actually made that for me. These are newer plushes that just came out recently. I had to get a full set.
Yeah,
got all
the band.
6 characters.
Who's the bunny? Bella Bunny?
That's Bella B, yes.
Bella B? Oh, it's a B. Oh.
Yes. It's just Bella B.
Bella B.
This is my little,
Really cool.
flower, my little rockin' flapper, as they call them. And then, of course, all the backdrops and all that are from locations as well. They've also got a bunch of stickers and stuff, I'm sure, as you can see all over there. So up here in the corner, you'll see a picture of a gentleman up here by the name of Jaden Thompson. That is my best friend, unfortunately, who passed away in 2017.
Oh, I hate to hear that.
Yeah, he was a fellow Chuck E. Cheese fan, like me, and very good friend of mine. And the little bow that the Wink sign up here has, that's actually a bow that I actually wore at his funeral. So it's a little bit of my tribute to my best friend, and of course having his picture on the highest peak of the building setup.
Oh, okay,
Now,
I like that.
After he passed away, they actually wrote his name inside on one of the mountains inside Galaxy's Edge.
Oh, that's awesome.
They wrote him and his family's names all inside one of the inner parts of one of the building, or one of those like the mountains. And his name and his family's name is at the highest peak of Galaxy's Edge.
Okay, so then there's a little tie. You tied it together. I love that.
Absolutely. So that's kind of the little tie-in I wanted to kind of give as a tribute to my best friend as well too, because he played a very important part in my life, and you know, honestly, I miss him a lot. You know, it's just my way of showing my little tribute to one of my best friends, and so
I love that.
absolutely. These buildings all came from a location. The fiber optic curtain behind them also came from a location too. As a matter of fact, there are 3 different pieces from here that came from Corpus Christi and came from 3 different stages from that store, which is the store I grew up in.
Wow.
They all have specific little pieces of things behind them. So I got this when I was 9 years old.
Wow.
When the managers knew I loved these flag things, which I'll give you a little clip to flashback here so you can see me as a kid waving flags on the
Yes,
stage.
please do.
Oh, absolutely. So I love these so much. I would wave them with the ones on the walls in the showroom and stuff, on the stage with all whatnot. When they got rid of them, manager actually saved this one and a U.S. flag for me. Just pulled it from behind the door and just gave it to me. And of course, those tears of sadness went to tears of happiness pretty quickly.
Yeah, totally. I can imagine.
Yeah.
And you have plenty of flags I see back there.
Yeah, so
you can swap them out anytime.
Yeah. And then a friend of mine actually made this for me too. It's a custom Matt the Franchize flag.
Matt the Franchize flag.
They did it for me as a gift for one of the Chucky Con events that I hosted.
Right.
And so they gave that to me as a thank you gift, and thank you, Chad, Emily, and Jacob.
That's so
that
cool.
That Chucky specifically, that's actually one of the first pieces that I got back in like 2005 when I started to actually start heavily collecting, when I didn't have any of this.
Sure.
So like that was like one of the very first pieces I got. And also the little checkerboards came from a store in Austin.
I love the checkerboards. I used to have the shirt I wore in my game room. I had checkerboards down it or on the collar or somewhere. That's really cool. Ah,
Nope, not that one.
was that one? That's my shirt.
Oh, my bad.
What?
Did you want it back?
I don't think it fit anymore. I've ate too much pizza since then.
I know, me too. This little piece here actually came from Jaden's collection, the gentleman I was talking about earlier.
Yes, sir.
This came out of his collection. His family was nice enough to let me hold on to that piece.
So can you show us a show, or just show us how the show works really quick, and show us a show that won't get me copyright busted on YouTube?
Absolutely. These characters obviously are pneumatic, so they run off a pneumatic air compressor. The air compressor is actually in the other room. That's why you haven't been able to hear it the whole time.
That's great.
So this little box right here, this is what controls the characters. So inside here is called the Program Blue controller. Micro 48 is what they call it. See all those lights? All those are movements that are actually happening right now. Some of them are just lights, some of them are just movements. And then there's the power supply and then the connections for all of them. So this controller can control 3 characters with 8 movements and then 20 lights.
Wow, love it.
One ribbon cable controls Jasper, and the other one controls Reggie, Munch Jr., the Wink, and the Flag Waver. That right there is my big array of shows that I've programmed this show
Goodness
to.
gracious.
Yeah, there's a lot to play with here. So that right
Oh
there
my gosh.
is all the movements for Jasper and Reggie specifically.
Yeah.
So like Y is Reggie's mouth. And then U is his body up. I is his body turn. And then O is his wing. Jasper mouth is on Q. Z is his head up. C is his eyelids. B is his guitar. L and K are his body turn. And then A and S are his eyes.
Wow.
Presenting live and in person. The person who knows how to party when a party's going on. Chuck D. Cheese. Forget about the problem. We're gonna have a good time. Just put your hands together, you know the music sounded so right. The bass is thumping, in. This place is really jumping, all our plans are in, yeah. We're having a party, come on down. We're having a party, come on down. We're having a party, come on down. All right, we are having a party, and we want you all to do it with us, all right? Come on, everybody, don't be late. Our band is really cooking and they're sounding great, yeah. We're having a party.
That is great. The light show is awesome too.
That was one thing I was like big on at one point. Was I used to be big on light programming. I
Right.
used to have this big old light setup in my old apartment. Used to be what I was known for at one point, but then eventually I got known as the animatronic guy.
All right, everybody. The dictionary defines party as to be acquainted with, have fun, a reunion, entertainment, and that's what this is. A party in grand style. So we want you to join with the master of party himself, Chuck E. Cheese. That's me. All right, now that we got this party started, I need your help to keep it going.
Pretty dang cool.
I want to hear all.
All right, well, it's time for me to go home. I have had so much fun here with Matt. Thank you so much.
Absolutely, man. It's been a
Answering all my
pleasure.
questions, showing me all this great memory. It brings back so many memories. And I hope y'all enjoyed it too. Thank you for watching. Please remember to like and subscribe. Matt, any closing arguments? Any closing statements?
Follow me on TikTok and on YouTube. I am Matt the Franchize.
Absolutely. We're going to put some links in the description below. Thanks for watching, guys. We appreciate you.
Y'all have a good one. Bye.
See you later.